And welcome back to the IWAR Network Tubecast. I'm your host, Alex G. And with me this evening, we have IWAR Commissioner Matt Riley. We have IWL contributor Luke Martin. We have BRR Commissioner Larry Sullivan. And we have a special guest this evening, Aaron out of the NWL. What's going on tonight, gentlemen? This episode will be the July 2021 cycle in review. We're going to start off with the BRL, Battle Royal League number 570. League champion winning 10 free matches. Nasty Critter Brian Rotten. Television champion Catfish Chucky. Central Plains champion Randy the Ram. East Coast champion Double R Rob Ratcliffe. Great Lakes champion Ghostly Shadows. Mid-Atlantic champion Mechanico. Northeast champion Hillbilly Kevin. Northwest champion Wildfire Betty Red. Rocky Mountain champion Monster Truck Tanaka. Southeast champion Uncle Randy. Southwest champion Bart Whiskey. West Coast champion Hot Stuff Adam Cash. League tag team champions Paralegal and the Honorable Guilty as Hell. TV tag team champion Hot Stuff Adam Cash and Fatty the Butcher. League six-man champions winning 5 free matches, Sax Gotha, Nutcher Boy, Tommy Landell, and Lady Kung Fu Candy Cane. TV six-man champions, Litigation, Paralegal, and the Honorable Guilty as Hell. And your Battle Royal winner winning $50 in IWA credits, Hot Stuff Adam Cash.
Boo!
Yay. Boo is right. So Larry, what's going down in the BRL?
Oh my God! Well, Larry's going to take over this part of the show.
How dare you cut me off?
My God! Well, there's a lot going on. I first will say that we should congratulate Tim Clark on his sparkling cycle, where he landed multiple titles: Metro, Elite, International, Federation, out of the various leagues here. Someone's not bitter. No.
Was that a "you deserve a" chant?
Yeah, that's right. You still got it. There's a lot going on in the BRL, and this coming cycle, those have been asking, is the one that will determine the winners of the matches for Autumn Anarchy. I know it's a little early this year, but that's the way where things go.
It's not even autumn.
It's global warming.
It's August 29th. It's going to go down, so by the time you read it, it'll be fine.
Should be the Great American Rash.
August Anarchy.
We already had a Magic Bash, so we gotta play it right. So yeah, Brian Rotten, the BRL champion again. There's a lot of fun going on as far as the BRL in general, and I guess we can announce today. Actually, later in the show, we'll announce the wrestlers selected for the 8th Best of 7 series. We'll announce that later because that'll be fun. Here it is. I just put the TT section down. Lots of TT. Please keep it coming. I always ask that everyone feel free to submit stuff. We see some trouble brewing between trio of Stanley Make-em-Pay Hardaway, his bodyguards Yoko Tuna and Chong V, who the Chong V point from Bloodsport is one of my favorite things to do at work or just in general in life. Just point at someone randomly and be like, you! If you don't do that enough in your life, it's a really good way to pick your day up. And we have some newcomers, so good to see newcomers who also promo. Final Girl Ripley Strode. So definitely sounds like she came out of a Resident Evil game, but I don't know if that's true or not.
Clearly named after the Final Girl in slasher films, by the way.
Yes, that's a good point. Litigators have arrived, and they are already brewing up trouble. We had a very controversial promo from Summer Nights and her trio. We had an interesting promo from Kevin Tude and Senor Stevo. So I want to see more about that. Mr. 605, the recent champion, is making some threats. The Olympians are calling out people to action. There's a lot of that. I mean, there's the BRL bulletin. There's just so much to go through. I will say this. There's a wanted poster with, it looks like different versions of the Highlander and or Hercules.
What are you asking me for?
Are you talking about the guy from Twitter? Kevin Sorbo? That guy?
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, he's one of the people pictured. We have Holy Family and the Love Connection about to settle their feud at Autumn Anarchy. I know it's a little early this year. Sue me.
Do we have any idea who Love Connection is going to add to their trio to match up with Holy Family? Because I think isn't that the last sort of element to be figured out?
I do. I don't want to give it away, but it's no small feat. I'll say that. We have Sheldon Schrute and Jax McAllister. They're long jail-bound. I don't know how to say. It seems like each of them Sheldon's getting arrested for things. So I'll ask Larry what his take on Sheldon is. Is he going to wipe out Jax McAllister once and for all? What's happening at the pay-per-view?
Well, we've got it's a fatal four-way, right, for the cruiserweight title, and the problem is that Sheldon and Jax McAllister they're both not making weight.
Right.
They're not going to qualify for cruiserweights unless they can drop some pounds. So I think between his time in jail and then his kind of elaborate escape this cycle, I think Sheldon may have dropped a few pounds, so we're getting closer. I can't speak for Jax. He's a Guinness-guzzling, potato-eating Irish bastard. And whether he will be able to keep up with Sheldon's weight loss is to be seen. But I think things are going to take a bit of a turn this coming cycle. And there's other people involved in that fatal four-way who've been messing with Jax and Sheldon who may regret that they've decided to take that course of action.
There you go. And I will just say that we want to apologize to our Emerald Isle listeners for that comment.
We're not big in Ireland. We're big in
the... I get to shit all over my people as much as I want.
There you go. Well, I will say that, we're looking forward to seeing how that plays out, and I want to thank Brian for his work with Jax, who I will also add, I'll talk about it later.
I will say, hey, sorry, Matt, real quick. Jax, Brian, who runs Jax, the promos are always entertaining. They're always funny. And it's been a lot of fun to have this back and forth and keep this feud going. So keep it up. It's been a blast, and it's all coming down to Autumn Anarchy. So we'll see how it goes.
There it is. We announced last time that we have a new format. So we will have a thing called the BRL main event, which will run in between the pay-per-views. And at that pay-per-view called main event, you'll be the determination for who's challenging the champion. So it's going to help make Trash Talk a little more timely. So you won't sit there and say, okay, I have a next title shot. I got 4 cycles to write the same kind of promo. So now you're going to have the various wrestlers in the various elimination challenge matches. So it'll give people more things to do. And bear with us as we roll this out. We know nothing's perfect here. I do want to remind everyone that the BRL Triple Crown Challenge is now sitting at 260 matches. If you can win the league, tag team, and 6-man, you'll win that pot of matches. So keep that in mind when you send your matches in. I'm signing about 10 6-man matches with Adam Cash to try to win that damn thing. Not that I'm bitter or anything, but hey, it's fun. Other BRL news. I think that's pretty much the bulk of it. I mean, I do want to ask, if you're new to the BRL, and we have our little page there with all the wrestler, bios and mini bios. If you see 3 dots under your wrestler's name, well, send me something. Give me something to work with. I purposely don't put stuff in there off the top of my head because I'll remember like 2 things out of a wrestler's career. So if you look at the coming issue, by the time you get this or hear this, you might actually have a chance to see it. But the Holy Family. He went out of his way to send me like bios on all of his guys, like detailed. Like some of these guys he ran when he was 15 years old. So they've been around a long time, so he really knows them. But that's the kind of attention to detail that really stands out, and that's a lot going on. We know people have had some things outside the game to deal with, so take this game and treat it like your escape from reality, even if it's just to listen to Logan Kane, gripe.
He's the best.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of any other major things. I think really it's I think we've seen a lot of good effort. We're seeing a lot of good activity. There are some new players that showed up, and now it's to wait and see if they're going to be the players that actually promo, or if they're just going to be there to take part in the action. Alex and I have jokingly said many a time, but it really is true that most everybody we want to have in the league is in there. Not that we don't want people to come if they want to. That's fine. But for our style of play, we expect players to kind of play along with that style of play. So bring us your best. If you're going to come in, show us what you got. And Larry, what else are you going to say about the VRL?
You know, I'm going to take a page out of Luke Martin's book right now, and I will say, because there's so much TT in the BRL and there's so much going on, can you guys please figure out a way, those of you who just sort of write paragraphs, and especially in a very small font, make your fonts bigger, add a photo, add a logo, add anything, because it really, I love reading the bullet. I don't want to do it online. I like to hold the bullet in my hand and actually flip through it. And sometimes it is a chore. So figure out a way to just make your stuff stand out a little bit more. It doesn't even need to be a photo or a logo. Just even make the font bigger, because the IWA now, especially with the bigger leagues, they're doing these sort of sideways things, especially for the matches, which sucks. Yeah. You need like a magnifying glass to read this stuff. So if you want your stuff to stand out in a paper bulletin, you've got to increase your font. You've got to do something to make it jump out and make it easy to read, because there's so much good TT. There's so many great feuds going on. You have to figure out a way to make sure that your stuff is standing out. So whatever you guys can do to do that would be, I think, very beneficial and would help get your stuff noticed and get other people wanting to get involved in feuds and alliances with you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. I dig that. Next up, IWL Independent Wrestling League number 142. League champion Firebird John Satterfield. Television champion Alexander J. Styles. New York City champion Molotov Mikhail Rusimov. Los Angeles champion Tiamat. Boston champion Nick Bloodtrap. Detroit champion The Dream Ali Atari. Cleveland champion Matthew Grabowski. Dallas champion Donathan Annihilation. Memphis champion Johnny WrestleFest. Miami champion Rosanna. San Francisco champion Shotgun James Carnage. Chicago champion Late Night Logan Kane. League tag team champions Blackjack Robertson and Shotgun James Carnage. TV tag team champions Axel and Alex Von Schnapp. League six-man champions Bob Bonecutter, Bill Bonecutter, and Friendzone Frederick Goodfellow. TV six-man champion Alex Von Schnapp, Axel Von Schnapps, and Alex Von Schnapps. And your Battle Royal winner, winning 49 free IWL matches, Alexander J. Styles. So, Alex G, what's going down in the IWL? Well, guys, we're coming off the latest pay-per-view that we just had, Wrestle Riot. So go and do yourself a favor. Go read the write-ups. They're fantastic. These guys did a great job coming up with these match write-ups. It's probably one of the best pay-per-views that we've done. And we've done a lot of good ones, but this one really, really stands out. There is one thing I do want to address, and some of you may have noticed in reading this bulletin that we do have a new IWL World Heavyweight Champion in Senior Lucha. And you're probably wondering to yourself, how the hell did this happen? Well, I'm going to explain it to you. So when Shakiro won Soul Survivor, I think we initially intended to have a match between Neo Dragon and Shay. Well, that quickly changed, because I believe Luke, if you remember correctly, I think you wanted to have. I think the initial plan for us was to do Shay and then do a Neo Dragon Senior Lucha match directly right after that. And then I come up with a great idea. It's like, fuck it, we'll just have Che get hurt, and we can put the title on the line in the Senior Lucha versus Neo Dragon match, which I thought was much better for the story. So, maybe a lot of people that like he didn't deserve it, he didn't earn it, or what have you. I mean, that does happen, but I think for the storyline purposes, and it's my right. It was my title shot to give away, which I did. For me, in general, I think I play the game a little bit different than just about most people. A lot of people see this game as competitive, and I don't necessarily see it that way. I see it more cooperative than competitive. In reality, from my point of view, you're not really, like, if I'm in a match with Matt, I'm not going against Matt anyway. To me, the competitive aspect of the game is coming from, I'm trying to beat the IWA and the way they pick holds. So none of this is like personal rivalry. Like at the end of the day, it's an educated guess. I mean, some guesses are more educated than others, but at the end of the day, we are just guessing. We're guessing. We're guessing at these hold values.
How
For
dare
the
you.
most, well, there's ways that I mean, again, like I said, the guesses are a little bit more educated. If you know how to formulate a basic strat anyway, the difference between me and Matt are not that big. We're just picking, well, I mean, I hope it doesn't go to 25 this cycle, which inevitable does for me. But to me, it's like I'm not competing against Matt. I'm not competing against Luke. I'm not competing against anyone. I'm competing against the IWA. And for me, that's not what's memorable. It's not memorable that I won such and such regional championship 4 years ago. No one cares about that. What I think part of my personal legacy in the game will be all the cool TT that I did, all the angles that I did, the commissioner's report and what have you. I think that's my personal legacy versus like, hey, he won Metro in like 2016. No one cares that I won Metro in 2016. I don't even care that I won Metro in 2016.
I can.
You do care. And whoever, and the people who track titles and such, they do care. That being said, this was a story long time coming. I mean, this is, this to me, this could be Lucha's last ride. I think it is because I think we intended. I don't think Matt thought he was going to win, and that match went off. It wasn't a booked finish. That was a legit match. We didn't think that Luke was going to double hold this cycle, and this was essentially if played correctly, if Neil would have won, this would have been Lucha's swan song here, I would think. But now he gets to have this run, which might be a little bit cool. This is like seeing Lucha's last run, so let's make it big, So yeah, I gave away my title shot. I know there's not many people that are listening or commissioners out there that would give away their own title shot, but I did.
What a good egg. Alex G is a good egg.
You're a saint.
I'm insane. I'm completely nuts.
Well, I think too,
nuts.
Like the game. You can approach it in one or two ways, like you said. Like you can either try to win and get titles, or you can try to build a story. I think too, like it just doesn't. If we like Che and Neo Dragon didn't make any sense, and I think that you got to.
Why would I want my third? And I would have won it, by the way. I would have won the championship because he doubled the hold. I would have beat him. But why would I want my third tier, my C-level wrestler, to be champion? That's ridiculous.
How dare you?
And
He's
plus,
at least a C+.
Well, I was going to write him out anyway. He was getting written out because I'm bringing in my new tag team. So,
Right.
I had nothing for Che anyway. He just happened to win Soul Survivor by accident.
So yeah. Plus, like Alex said, it's a much better story, and it doesn't end. So it's like a long build feud. So there was, if you've been in the game since 2019, you've watched it evolve into something, and it does two things. It creates a build up, like a blow off between Neo Dragon and Senior Lucha, and it creates another storyline between Neo Dragon and Luther Alexander, if Neo Dragon ever returns.
Right.
So, and that feud has been going on since 2016?
Yeah.
With Luther and Neo Dragon. So I think that in the IWAR, we tried to tell a story and create. We can't run it like a promotion because it's random. Like Alex said, it's really just random. Like you're basically just picking. It's a little better. It's better than a roulette wheel, but it's pretty comparable. Like I know at least what numbers are going to hit and what aren't going to hit on a routine basis. But at the end of the day, it's just guesswork, right?
Right.
So if I can, that's the fun of the game too. Is like I can have the best laid plans in the world, and they can get completely changed. But it's neat because then I can go from there. It's like sometimes it's nice to not have control because then
That's the way I book angles. I book angles like I have a story in mind if I win, and I have a story in mind if I lose.
Right.
And that's the way I've always done it. because I got to have something in my pocket. Like Luther gets his heat back at the end. He loses the Logan Kane, but he gets his heat back at the end of the show, and that's how we go off the air. So it doesn't. He's still in the same position that he was. He didn't get hurt. And that's the way I want people to kind of think about this, especially if you're in the IWO, which is a heavy, it's the league with the most continuity going straight through. Everything makes sense. Everything is it's nothing completely out of the ordinary. Things happen from time to time, of course, but everything makes sense. It's really solid. So I wanted to address that just in case anyone had any questions regarding the main event of the show. But if you read the whole show, which again I highly suggest, everything makes sense, and it's going to lead to our next pay-per-view, which is going to be the King of Pro Wrestling, which is going to take place in Madison Square Garden. It'll be cycle 146. Now on this show, guys, we got a couple things going on. We have our yearly event, which is the MSG Tag League. We got 16 teams competing in this. The winner will get a shot at the Unified Tag Team Championship. In addition to that, we're going to have the Fatal 5-Way. The winner of that match will get a shot at the Pan American Championship. I can announce right now who the competitors for the Fatal 5-Way are going to be. We have Steel Cut Oates, the Backstabber, Rosanna, Freak, and Spider Williams all in the Fatal 5-Way. So make sure you guys are talking about that in your TT as well. In terms of, another thing I want to announce. My God. Now, I made the initial announcement on Facebook about a week ago or so, and we're going to have a new championship here in the IWL. It's our 6-man commissioner championship, which is the Bad Street USA Stable Championship. So one of the things I always find strange, and then I had this. Let's rewind here for a second. 99% of what I do, 99% of what you see, it's an idea that I had like 2 years ago. I will hold an idea forever until I'm ready to present it to the world. I have ideas now that I won't use for another year and a half. So the Stable Championship is an idea that I had about a year or two ago. One thing I wanted to do was focus on stables, and some of the big roster leagues, the Flutter leagues or what have you, they kind of do this, but they don't go all the way with this in terms of having a stable championship. For a game that I would say 95% of its wrestlers are in some sort of stable, not to have a stable champ. Now they have the stable events, but they don't have a stable championship. That's going to be defended on a regular basis. So the way this championship is going to work, it's a 6-man championship. It's going to have freebird rules, which means that any 3 members of your particular stable can defend or challenge for these championships if you earn the opportunity. The way you earn an opportunity is kind of the same way that we do the 4-pack challenge. There would be a criteria and a system of points awarded for different things, like winning the 6-man championship, like winning the 6-man tag team champions, for TTing and winning matches over your other competitors are going to be the way you earn points. And then at the end of the 4 cycles, whichever stable has the most points, they'll be able to challenge for the championship at our pay-per-view. So that's how that's going to go. I hope everyone digs it. I know a lot of people are kind of weirded out by the fact that we have no stable initials in the IWL. But if you're good enough at TTing, we know who's in each stable anyway. So I don't think we don't need the initials. We don't need 4H Ric Flair and 4H Arn Anderson in our league. It's weird. But that's a legacy property. When I took over the IWL, that's one of the things that I wanted to maintain and make sure that we still had it. That and the roster limit was the 2 big things for me that I wanted to keep. Overall, I think I'm very happy with the pay-per-view. I'm very happy with the directions. Guys, you're going to see some changes in the report next cycle. We have a brand new report. I think you guys will enjoy that. It's same format, just with a new fresh coat of paint on it. It's the way it's going to go. So, Luke, what'd you see in terms of TT this cycle?
There's some stuff in there.
Just a little bit, right? Just a little bit.
And I couldn't read the pay-per-view because it was too big.
Yeah, God damn it.
But anyway,
it's 8-point font.
Yeah, but it's like, I don't know.
It's on black and it's smudged.
Yeah, it's hard.
Read it on the computer, you wiener.
I read it on the computer.
Then
I'm
use the plus sign on the PDF.
I'm just letting you know about some stuff that I heard from somebody about something.
Alex, was that Buck Snort Blue?
It was Buck Snort Blue. That's correct.
Right.
Buck Snort's a real place, if you didn't know that. No way. But they don't have a Walmart. But we built them one. Yeah, there was a lot that happened. First of all, I want to talk about Alex J. Styles. So he and Dixon Ticonderoga, I don't think Dixon TT, they're both on the up and up for Revolution Extreme. So Alexander J. Styles pretty much, he had 3 matches in the pay-per-view and won all of them, including the Kumite.
Dominated. He beat out the Atari and won the Kumite.
Yeah, and you can't. So he did really great. So he's definitely on the up and up. And just read he basically gets his he gets his little lap, his victory lap there. But we'll see how he does against Bulk Brogan, because evidently he keeps winning. So
and those are 2 top guys. Like Bulk won the league and Styles won TV. So this is gonna be a really competitive match.
Yeah, it should be exciting. So Steel Cut Oats is another guy to keep, new guy to keep.
Loves the feet, by the way.
Oh.
Jesus Christ.
I'm not kink shaming anyone, okay? I like to suck toes. I don't know what's wrong with that. It's 2021.
So late night Logan Kane as well is having a little victory lap. We got the Disembowelers in here. They are not too happy to have lost to Enric Filmonte and Temujin de Terror. For some reason, the Von Snaps are coming into the league, and that's just another reason,
not to like them.
Yeah.
I wonder if Alex is going to join Revolution Extreme again.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
This is
bring back. And
I
then
can always bring back Ghetto Master Jr. now.
Do it. Yeah, that's pretty much the biggest, obviously, of everybody did well.
What's Tiamat doing? She's acting crazy.
Oh, you want me to talk? Okay, yeah, I forgot about it. So Tiamat she's a little upset about what happened. So if you were following and you know who Ricky Warrior is, if you actually read the TT, who's Ricky Warrior? Something happens to him. So if you read the pay-per-view, you'd understand that Ricky Warrior, at the behest of Luther Alexander, turned on Neo Dragon. So Tiamat is exacting her revenge. She, if you read that, you'll understand what happens. So there's obviously something horrific happening with Tiamat, and she seems to be seeking revenge against Revolution Extreme. So we'll see how far that goes for her in the.
I love that Tiamat TT. That was bone chilling. I feel as much of a weasel as he is. I part of me feels bad for Ricky Warrior.
Yeah. Have you ever? If you'd like to understand more about who Ricky Warrior is, there's a show called Eastbound and Down. You should watch it. But that's neither here nor there.
That's my brother's favorite show, by the way.
That's a great. It's probably one of the funniest shows I've ever watched, and the main character is a awful person. He never gets better. Actually, he actively, if he ever does something nice, he actively goes against doing that thing, and he's the hero of the story. So
I would argue season 2 in Mexico is one of the best seasons of television ever.
Yeah, it's you. So yeah, I mean, we don't get paid for that little advertisement, but if you have HBO Max,
cut us a check.
Yeah, I want a sponsorship. He wrote. Did you know? Speaking of Tiamat, the guy that stars in Eastbound and Down wrote the new Halloween sequel, not the stupid Rob Zombie ones, but the most recent one. So
he was also the man that reintroduced the phrase "homes" to me, and I've been saying it ever since. Oh, in addition to that, Weekly World News has a story asking the question: did Luther Alexander get Bill Cosby out of jail? The answer is yes.
That's a victory.
They're friends. Luther can't
yeah.
have friends. Hangs out with O.J. Simpson and Bill Cosby.
Well, I mean,
Sometimes your friends are heels. We all have friends who are heels, okay?
And yet he let Jeffrey Epstein hang.
He sure did. He sure did.
Some people are beyond. Some people are beyond repair. I don't know. I'm not getting into this. You need to edit that out. Vic Venom's still here though.
Yeah.
Sam Soley may or may not be. She has
Sam Soley may or may not have a new position, working for being the director of John Revolution's House of
halfway house for
John Revolution's halfway house for girls who won't go all the way.
We still haven't figured out how Senior Lucha, who was banned from the IWRL, returned. So we don't know.
Secrets.
Yeah. People have their suspicions, but it's yet to be confirmed.
I think we're going to find out next cycle.
Maybe we will. I bet it was backstab.
What if it wasn't Senior Lucha at all? Maybe it was just the chameleon the entire time.
If who would be the champion?
That would be great.
Would it be Chameleon or would it be Senior Lucha?
Well, that's the thing. We don't know.
And then where is Senior Lucha?
Dead, probably.
I don't think you could fake those scars.
I don't know. Chameleon's pretty good. All right. Fantastic. Next up, New Wave League number 169. League champion Master Exploder. TV champion Nivik Largo. Central Plains champion Dave the Decision Wasowski. East Coast champion Shiloh Wallace. Great Lakes champion the Samoan Assassin. Mid-Atlantic champion Stevie Vertigo. Northeast champion Colonel Doom. Pacific Northwest champion Master Destroyer. Rocky Mountain champion Fighter X. Southeast champion The Matrix. Southwest champion Beastmaster. West Coast champion The Total Package U.S. Male. League Tag Team champions Master Destroyer and Master Exploder. TV Tag Team champions Samoan Assassin and Toya Inoue. League Six-Man champions The Impact Player Leon Phoenix. The Headsman Arturas Daemon, and Frederick the Flailer. Filer?
You're not going to be allowed to read these anymore. You're butchering everybody's name.
TV Six-Man champion Stevie Vertigo, the Samoan Assassin, and Toya Inoue. Hey, listen, I have a fucking third grade reading level, all right? Shut the fuck up. Now you got to make me feel bad. Battle Royal winner, the Beastmaster.
Is that Beastmaster or is it Beastmaster? Is that
Beastmaster? So, guys, what's going down at the NWL?
Oh, my God. Well, I will say a few things. One, congrats to the Samoan Assassin Toa Inoue, however you say it, Toya Inoue. They've had tag titles every month they've been in, or every cycle they've been in the league. So
Jeez.
4 cycles, 4 tag belts so far. Kudos to them. I will say that, I make it really clear at what people have for a timeline when it comes to like entering the league, when you're expected to leave the league. I'm pretty lenient when it comes to like guys like take an extra cycle or two. Like
Not me.
But yeah, I'm dropping the hammer. We have the Bonsai Clan, which is Emperor, the Fuji guy, and the guy that looked like Masahiro Tanaka, whatever. Those guys are all gone. And the same thing's going to happen to Leon Phoenix.
Yeah, we're going to send them to the Ninja Dojo League.
Yeah, where do they go, Matt?
Well, it's going to be a couple things. One, I'm saying these guys are all going to the BBL right now. And we're going to cycle through because I know the BBL's rebuilding and I like to help them. But I also don't want to just, quote unquote, pad our stats by adding people from the NWL.
Oh, because that'd be douchey.
Yeah, and as it is, we like to earn those people. We don't just want to have them show up. So Leon Phoenix, a person in the Matrix are all going to get transferred next cycle. Because what happens is, I look at it this way. The Impact player, Leon Phoenix, Dark, Headsman, Arcturus Damon, and Frederick Flair, right? Those guys, I don't know about the other two guys, but Leon Phoenix should have been gone by now. And the way I always think about it is that that's a championship that some other player should have had. So it's not fair to them to have them say, oh, this guy's been in the league for 18, 19, 20 cycles. He should have been gone 4 cycles ago. So we're going to get a little more stringent on it. So just a little heads up there. I've made it very, very obvious. I'm going to try to make it even more obvious when it comes to who's going where. I do want to welcome Aaron Fitzgerald, who is the maestro behind many of the fantastic images you see in the NWL, joining us tonight, all the way from his witness protection program. Welcome, Aaron.
Thanks so much, guys. Thanks for having me on. Representing the NWL. It's good to be here.
Well, yeah, and you know, we've been doing a lot of collaboration and with some changes coming to the league, so hopefully the players enjoy them. If they don't, well, you know,
fuck off.
Well, if you wonder what the FTG and the next to the IWAR logo stands for, it stands for "fuck those guys," which has been our mantra since 2014. Yeah, so we have a lot going on in the league. I'll let Aaron, I'll let you open up and discuss some of the goings-ons.
Sure, sounds great. So this one was kind of a big cycle for the NWL. It's the last cycle before our big Clash of Champions 19 pay-per-view. The big event kind of leading up to that pay-per-view is the Willowick Classic, which happens, I guess the format's going to be changing coming up, which we can probably get to a little bit later. But this time around, we had the Willowick Classic to determine the number 3 contender for the Young Lions Championship. And the winner of that tournament this time was the Hebrew Hammer, Lance Horowitz. So I think we can, and of course he's the son of notorious wrestling jobber Barry Horowitz. So I mean, the Horowitz legacy lives on through the Hebrew Hammer, Lance Horowitz, in the NWL. And so at Clash of Champions 19, it's going to be the champion Stevie Vertigo versus the number 1 contender Zydrate, and then the number 2 contender, the Hebrew Hammer, Lance Horowitz. And it's kind of nice the way things lined up for that pay-per-view, because Stevie Vertigo, the champion, has kind of had an ongoing feud with the Hebrew Hammer, Lance Horowitz. They kind of came into the league together earlier this year. Both rookies. They started off as partners, but then Stevie Vertigo, the sick bastard that he is, turned on his partner. At one point, he even nailed his dad, Barry Horowitz, not once but twice with the Tiger Driver 87. So that's a pretty brutal assault by Stevie Vertigo. Lance is no doubt looking for a little bit of payback on Stevie Vertigo for that one, which he'll get the chance to do at Clash of Champions 19 for the Young Lions Championship. In this cycle, Lance dropped another amazing TTs. He's a regularly dropping some good promos in the NWL, and in this one, he's got Barry Horowitz hospitalized from that vicious assault. So we'll have to see how that one plays out. We've always got a lot of solid TTs going on. We're kind of at an interesting point in the NWL right now. We had a bit of a mass exodus recently. We had some great players like Yoko Tuna and his stable, and we had Flashy Jack Ferdinand and Spider Williams. They all moved on, so I was kind of,
yeah, man.
Yeah, some pretty big names who are kind of going on to do some big things now in the IWAR. But yeah, so that void has kind of been filled by the likes of the Gene Co faction, the Syndicate, which Stevie Vertigo, Toa Anoa, and Simone Assassin are a part of. And we've also got Lance Horowitz in there and Fighter X as well. So they're constantly dropping some pretty good TTs and kind of keeping the storylines going, which is great to see.
I agree. I think one of the big things about the league right now, we have so many new players who are really doing a great job with promos. Like a lot of times you have guys come in and they kind of do like the 1 paragraph promo, and then like 6 cycles later they're doing like a half page, and then before they leave, they're doing a full page. And we have guys rattling off 2 pages, and it's not just 2 pages; it's 2 good pages. So it's really nice to see that kind of effort and output. I will say before I kind of break from the promos, a reminder that Aaron just mentioned the change in the format. So we're going to go to a format where we have a pay-per-view called Futurescape happening in between the Clash Champions. And at Futurescape, we will determine who challenges for what titles. And what this does is it effectively frees us up to have Clash Champions have, title matches, obviously, number 1. But 2, it opens up more space for grudge matches. So it can do some more fun that way. And there's so many people in this league that hate each other. We're going to have lots to choose from. We also have the Rookie Rumble coming up in September, and it's going to be a free event. This is just about, if you promo and you're active, you're going to be in it. And it's going to be a format where what will have happen is there'll be 3 rounds of competition. Whoever has the highest score from any of those 3 rounds will be one of the finalists, and the other wrestler will be the wrestler with the best average over those 3 cycles. So they'll be the 2 finalists, and it's just a fun way to do it. It's $100,000 in Magic Cash, 10 free matches, and a $12 match deal. So the 20 free scrub wins and 20 matches, which is nice. I want to talk about a few seconds about the wrestler promo page, where the little bios. I've had a lot of contributions lately, and that's great. Keep them coming. I would ask you to be patient if you don't see your wrestler there just right away, but I'm trying to get people in there, and as we're cycling people in, we're cycling people that are gone out, which brings me back to the idea about our page where we have the clock is ticking, and it shows you get 16 cycles to compete in the NWL, and then it has a list to the right, and it shows like debut cycle and final cycle, and you see the date. So in cycle 163, Playboy Mick Ferrari debuted, and he's out at 179, which is March 8th. So that's, a good ways away, but it gives you a window. And one thing I would say to players as a tip when it comes to your feuds, look for other players that debuted around the time you did. Because that way, if you have your feuds, you're not engaging in a feud, and then 2 cycles later, the guy's gone, and you're like, well, what do I do now? Well, start over again. U.S. Mail had that happen to him, where he was trying to feud people, and they kept either leaving the game or just disappearing. So maybe he's doing it. I don't know.
Sounds like Randy Orton.
I know, Randy Orton just disappearing people. Yeah, see who shows up on AEW. Let's see, promos wise, if you want to send promos, of course you can. You can kind of see different examples of promos. Like you have Lance Horowitz. He sends me the content. I combine it into the imagery you see in the bulletin. U.S. Mail, same thing. Rod Camino and Dave the Destroyer Wasilewski. I'm going to butcher it like Alex did, whatever. You get the idea.
I can't read.
There should be a soundbite. I got the promo. I wasn't sure. And the thing is, I would just ask if you do send me a promo, please be very definitive if you want me to do the promo or not. Because I had a player who would send me a copy of their stuff and say, hey, check out my promo. And I'd be like, okay, great. And then he'd be like, you didn't print my promo. Well, you didn't ask me to print your promo. So if you're going to send me your promo, be very clear that you want me to print it. I don't mind doing it. It's fine. I'm happy to do it. I want to talk about Country Hammer, Rhett Grady. Again, another strong promo. And I mentioned people sending me their promos to take a look at. I've seen his next promo. Holy moly. I've seen several players. California Gunslinger. Holy moly. Hebrew Hammer. Wow. Just great promos. And I will say, I won't give anything away, but the U.S. Mail promo might be one of the favorites I've ever seen. So wait on that one. Other players who might be newer listening, don't feel intimidated or worried about keeping up with. We all know this is the NWL. It's a growing league. It's a learning league. Take time to figure it out, who your character's voice, what their voice is, what they want to say, how they want to say it. The effort you put in, we really appreciate. We have Zydrate and Gene Co. So Zydrate went from the freak with a weird mask face to Gene Co. with Shiloh Wallace and Nivek Largo. Nivek is one of the top wrestlers in the league. Holy moly. So you never know what's going to happen. And for the
Just
guys
remember,
who knew,
when Luther debuted in the NWL, he was a babyface.
and he was part of the what?
Big Booty Express.
Yeah, I'm right. He was. Whatever happened to Big Booty McGee?
I don't know. Might bring him back. Fuck it.
Wasn't he still around?
He went to CWL, and then I don't know. He went after that.
Okay. I would ask also too before I'm forgetting. Colonel Doom had sent promos in, and had happened where his promo picture was getting put with the wrong trash talk. It happens every so often. Just make sure when you put your stuff in that you kind of like, if you can send it as a PDF, so they can just like, take it and put together. It's already done. That'll be great. If you send them kind of like the parts, they might screw up the building of it. Gonna get Scott. I will say this: this pay-per-view features a matchup between Fatty the Butcher and Colossus, where if Colossus loses to Fatty the Butcher, he never gets an NWL title shot in any way in the league because of what he did to poor old Dick Jackson. And the Teamster has stepped in to be the commissioner while Dick Jackson's healing, and he's implementing a lot of changes. One of which is we're adding back the Lone Wolf Young Lions Tag Team Championship. So that'll be going on. So we have a lot coming up. This next issue is going to be loaded with stuff. So I invite everyone to check it out. It is a lot of fun. And we'll have more other stuff in the NWL next time. Aaron, you want to add anything else you want to add?
No, I think that about covers it.
Okay. All right, so we're going to introduce a new segment here. It's a new little fun game I'm going to play with you guys. It's called Which is a Real Finisher and Which Isn't. So in the IWAR, we see some occasionally interesting finishers. So I'm going to list two finishers. You tell me which one's the real one. Is it the Tokyo Taint Pinch or the Camel Toe Clutch?
It's definitely Tokyo Taint.
It's got to be the Tokyo Taint.
Alex?
I have to agree.
Aaron?
I was gonna say, how did you guess? It should be which one of those is my nickname.
Mike, your nickname, my God. Well, you all, your instincts serve you well. Camel Toe Clutch is not a finisher, although I could probably try to get through the censors. But yes, the Tokyo Taint Pinch is used by Monster Truck Tanaka.
What a jerk.
Doesn't he put on a special glove for that too?
Yes, he does.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
He doesn't strike me as a glove kind of guy.
He has to go on Raw,
So, guys, if you want to purchase the Love Glove, make sure you go use our Amazon link in the description to buy your assorted sexual toys and such.
The Love Glove. Oh, yeah. Did you know, by the way, random factoid, today is Stan Lane's 68th birthday.
Bless his heart. Can't wait till he's 69.
And it really all comes into focus.
Yeah, and we won't even go into the whole thing about who we may or may not have fathered in the Congress. I want breaking news here. We've been running the Best of 7 series for, this will be the 8th year, and we've always taken two wrestlers that do a great job with promos and put them head-to-head. So this year, it's going to be IWL versus BRL. And the representatives will be, for the IWL, Fiction. And he will be facing, from the BRL, Flashy Jack Ferdinand.
Oh.
And the winner of that series earns a Revolution Championship shot.
That's a good matchup. I like that.
I like that.
We batted around some names for a while, but we got it hammered down.
I just gave up.
That too. So things going on around the IWAR. Well, we have a few things in the works. First of all, the King of the Ring will come down to the finals of Alexander J. Styles taking on Bulk Brogan. And the Queen of the Ring will come down to Betty Red, the 2019 winner, facing Candy Kane. So
hey, I have a question.
Yeah.
So the King of the Ring final
Mm-hmm.
is also the Pan American Championship. So
Wow.
will the King of the Ring final be at the pay-per-view with the IWL Pan American title on the line?
Say what?
I suppose it would depend if the promoter and booker would agree to it. We could make that happen, but
IWL is money, son.
Or it could happen now and make even more animosity in that matchup when they face off.
Mm-hmm.
Could do that, but I feel like if you're gonna do it once, you don't want to give the people. You gotta think about ratings.
That's right. Speaking of ratings, the wildly popular Lethal Lottery Round 2 rolled through, and the matchup saw Double R Rob Ratliff and Lone Star Redneck with 990 defeat the Freak and Nate Moneyman Barnes. And then we have the other semifinal is Dixon Ticonderoga and Monster Truck Tanaka, who defeated Stanley Hardaway and Lee Tigation. And then we have our other semifinal. We have Alexander J. Styles and Flashy Jack Ferdinand. So much talent in that duo. They took down Hillbilly Kevin, age 26. And they will face Johnny Vegas, the highlight of the night, and Jax McAllister, who defeated Loveburger and Money Driven Mike Sebastian. So that event is rolling on. The Summer Series, Round 2, rolled through, and we had all those high scores, those 500 and 501s, really did a number on people. But, this is a really grueling event. So this cycle coming up is going to be the big one because, again, it's every round, it's the highest averages. Those top half advance. So this is really where it gets to be nut-cutting time, as they say on promos. A reminder, Bound for Glory, Tag Team Derby, and the Triple D Cup Six-Man Championship Tournament, those are loading up. And right now, we have 54 people in the Bound for Glory. We have 23 teams in the Tag Team Derby and 19 teams in the Triple D Cup. So I'll be pushing that to get some more entries in. We're going to add a little extra time to get people in, but it starts up on the 29th, so it's going to get going real quick. Let's see here. The IWAR draft, a reminder, if you want to be in this, right now we have 3 wrestlers officially declared. And as I always expect, this ends up being a wild derby as wrestlers start joining left and right. This is our big event. It's going to be really fun. It is. A lot of people ask questions like, well, if I'm in the NWL, do I have to go? Or, the way it works is if you're drafted, you can go to your league. Now, in the past, it used to start in January. Now what we're doing is the cycle that the draft starts is the beginning of the contest. So once you're drafted, that cycle and the remainder of the year, it's a 4-cycle series, will determine who wins it. And then the winner of which moves on to challenge for the Revolution Championship. And it's a fun event. It really is. I can't stress enough how much.
Even people who hate us love it.
Yeah. It's funny. People are like, "Oh, I hate IWAR, but that IWAR draft, it's pretty good." We invite you to get involved with that. Let me look at my list here. Those of you that won or prizes out of the Johnny B Cup and or the Murano Memorial, check your emails. I email everybody who won prizes. Congrats to Timothy Zastampowski, who hit a 501 to win the second Johnny B Cup in a row. I was really frustrated as I saw the scores come out, and I was breaking down my numbers, and I noticed that LePage Turner, who was facing Timothy Zastampowski, doubled the hold. I was like, no. But then I felt less bad because him hitting 501 made me feel kind of like, well, I would have lost anyways, so not as big of a pressure.
So you double the hole?
I doubled the hold, yeah.
Oh.
Oof.
Stuff off. We're working on something called the Devil's Triangle. It's going to be a 6-man. What are you laughing about? It's going to be a 6-man tournament made up.
I love the way you just threw that out there. We're just working on something called the Devil's Triangle.
That's right. This.
No last names, no condoms.
I will mention that a quick side product note here is Trader Joe's sells a product called the Organic Foursome. And whenever customers ask for an Organic Foursome, I say, well, you don't want to force it. And most of the time they don't get it, but that's probably for the best.
Is that also why you're under investigation for sexual harassment? Or
we can't talk about that. The first rule of Fight Club. I want to mention, too, That Devil's Triangle event is going to be in the works. I'll get more of that next time. The 2021 Specialty Championship from the IWA contest will be breaking out this cycle coming up. Take a look at the rules, sign up for different events, and win some imaginary cash and some free matches and all kinds of fun stuff. Well, maybe not free matches. I don't know what they're giving away this time. Free money, whatever. It's a chance to get your name in the bulletin. How about that? Some easy bragging rights. Larry and myself will be doing the workshop tomorrow evening, but you're probably going to hear this after we've done it anyway, so it doesn't matter. But just so you know, we're doing it a bit different. We're going to get together, we're going to record it, then we're going to post it. Zoom has so many issues and problems. This is making a pain in the ass to do it, so that's going to be changing. But you'll still be able to watch it before the cycle runs, so you can make your decisions on the various holds. And now, Alex, do we want to do that big segment about the IWA's biggest assholes?
Yeah. We're going to start right off the bat with Matt Riley.
Oh,
I thought that's
16-year running, by the way. He's won this award every year for the last 16 years.
that's right.
Ridiculous.
I thought that's what this show was. It's just
Consistency.
This show is the reason why my finger smells the way it does.
Oh, my God.
So
Is that the love glove?
you know, if you put that in a microwave for like 10 seconds with some baby oil, you're all good.
So, wow.
This episode of the IWAR Network Tubecast has been sponsored by the Love Glove.
That's great.
All right, guys, so we are officially out of time. So for Matt Riley, for Larry Sullivan, for Aaron Fitzpatrick, for Luke Martin, I'm Alex G. Have a good night.